because we wanted to just get a little bit of a update from your end with respect to balance and what's going on, and give the participants more of an opportunity to really hearing from you what you would suggest within the data economy challenge teams consider to bring the two projects closer together. Obviously, liquidity pools are very much based on a lot of balancer technology already with respect to data tokens. So what other new and exciting things could be coming out of the challenge from your perspective?
Sure. So I think one thing that would be cool to talk about is just to give people a little bit more of an understanding of balancer smart pools, which are really growing in their use today. Is it fair to assume that people are familiar with balancer liquidity pools, or do you think an overview of that would be useful?
I would think most people are familiar with that, at least a high level. But certainly, please maybe just give us a run through quickly. But I think that most people are probably aware of that. Maybe give us a quick overview.
Okay, so yeah, so a balancer liquidity pool is basically like a stockpile of tokens that continuously rebalances to keep specified weights of total value from the pool that are allocated to each token. A balancer pool can hold between 2 and 8 tokens. This is one of the fundamental elements of like the design of the balancer protocol that makes it different from other AMMs like Uniswap. We also enable configuring the fees of a balancer pool. Anyone who creates a balancer pool, which can be anyone, can configure and set a specific fee. They can set specifically what the weights for each token should be. And so like overall, the protocol is designed to be highly flexible and to act as a primitive in DeFi, a building block that can be used for building all kinds of financial products and services. Generally, there are 2 core types of pools, sort of the standard pools, and those are shared pools and private pools. And a shared pool is a public immutable pool. Anyone can join as a liquidity provider, and once they're created, they're set in stone as far as all of their parameters, such as which tokens it holds, the weights of those tokens, what the trading fees are. And private pools are created in the same way. However, they can be reconfigured at any time while they're live, while they are holding capital. And for that reason, since these pools are mutable and not immutable, they are limited in the sense that only the creator of the pool is authorized to provide liquidity. And that's to avoid a situation where the public is providing liquidity to a pool, they think that it's going to remain in a certain configuration, and then the pool creator, who is the pool controller, changes that, and people lose money or something goes against their expectations. So each of those use cases, each of those structures enables different types of use cases. Private pools can act kind of like a managed index fund that has a pool controller who makes decisions, to modify the pool, which will change basically the strategy of the pool. And shared pools are more like an auto rebalancing portfolio so kind of like an index fund, where private pools are more like a hedge fund, actually. I may have mixed that up earlier. Hopefully you're not too confused at this point, but
I think that should help people at least get more familiar if they're not familiar already. Um, one question about V2. Any insights you might be able to share on that, and is that planned within the Ocean Protocol Data Economy Challenge, or that's nothing that people have to kind of think about when they're going about crafting their ideas for submissions? Is that between now and January 10th, for example, or?
No.
Okay.
Well, it'll be, we're planning to launch V2 during Q1 of this coming year. So, but I wouldn't expect it by that deadline. So, everything that the community is building today and for this challenge, we're focusing on the current version of Balancer. And regarding V2, so I'll talk a little bit about V2, and then I will talk a bit about smart pools if we have time. So V2, we are making some big changes to the architecture of the protocol, and what that will result in is that today every liquidity pool on Balancer is its own smart contract, separate smart contract. And in Balancer V2, we're moving to a vault architecture where every Balancer pool is actually held within one big smart contract. And that gives us a few advantages, such as really bringing down transaction costs, really improving like gas efficiency, also improving the ease of integration for developers, making it a little easier to use our SOR, which is our smart order router. And I mean, by the way, it's not like you can't integrate with Balancer today. You definitely can, and a lot of awesome companies have done so. A lot of awesome projects have done so. I think the latest exciting announcement on that was Argent, which just added Balancer integration. So Argent users can add and remove liquidity directly into Balancer pools. They were already able to trade through Balancer. So I would say, like, to me, the two big things that stand out in terms of V2 are the gas efficiency and the improved ease of integration for developers.
Okay. Well, that's obviously something to look forward to. Right? I guess, as you're mentioning, it won't really affect participants who are building during the Data Economy Challenge Data Tokens Edition, but certainly something to look forward to in 21. Well, thank you so much for all of this. I think just with a wrap-up question for you, I mean, personally, do you have anything that you would like to see built during the Data Economy Challenge with respect to Ocean and Balancer? I mean, Ocean obviously, as I said, uses Balancer, but what new features would you think would be kind of a cool thing just to see emerge out of a community-driven challenge like the Data Economy Challenge?
I mean, I can't say I have a specific feature in mind, but I am really interested to see what the community comes up with. I think like the innovativeness and just the like unbelievable ideas that come from the crypto community are always beyond what I would have come up with anyway. So, I see my role.
You're part of it. You're part of the community.
Yeah,
so you're coming up with it too.
Thanks. And so I think our role as Balancer Labs is really to provide the resources, in terms of prizes, as well as documentation and access to all the info that you need to kind of run with it and create what you envision and bring that to life so that, you know, the whole community can benefit from that. And I think that's an amazing thing.
Great, great. Well, thank you so much, Jeremy. And it's great to have you today, and it's also great to have Balancer involved in the Data Economy Challenge Tokens Edition. So thanks for joining us. And I think with that, I'm going to shift into kind of the wrap up, looking with a mind on time. But thank you so much for joining, Jeremy. And we'll be in touch.
Thanks.